Hello friends, let's discuss in the question answer series of Hoops app the question number 10. What is transient data? What is persistent service? And what is persistent class, base class and agent class or actor class? So all this concept will we will discuss in detail. And also in question number 11, I will give you one example in AC38 editor and using AC24 class builder. I will create one persistent class. Then in live scenario I will show you how this persistent service work. So have patience and let's just see this video. So let's understand what is persistent service. What is persistent service? Before understanding the persistent service, let us discuss about the transient data. What is transient data? Transient data, that means uh, let us suppose our program started executing. So once our program gets executed, the variable contains variable or internal table or work area, whatever it is, it contains the value as as when program keeps on running. That means up to when the internal session of the program is active. Once the internal session is over, then work area, uh, our internal table and value of variable all goes. So this is known as transient data. This is called transient data, which remains active or remains in the container as longer as the session is active. Now let us discuss about the persistent data. What is persistent data? Let's see. The persistent data, you can understand persistent data is like the data which remains even outside of the session. So source code of any report program, that will be always there. Any database value, that value in the database will be always there. Similarly, method code and the variable which you declare, that is all are the parts of your source code. So this will be always there. So even if you run the program or if you don't run the program, outside of the session, inside of the session, everywhere this persistent data will be there. So this is known as persistent data. Now what is persistent service? See, persistent service is a concept. Persistent service is a layer between a back program and database, our database table. This is a layer between a back program and database table, which enables to store the data in the same state, and whenever we require the data with the same state in another program, even when first program session is over, we can access the data with the help of the persistent service in the other program. So this is nothing but it's a layer between a back program and database table, which enables to keep the data in a state, yeah, in the same state where it was, and whenever you require the data even outside of your present program. Suppose you are going to write some other program, and in that program you want to access the object with the same attribute as it was left in the previous time. You can access the same thing, same value, same content in this another program, though the first program is over. So this will be achieved with the persistent service, which is between a web program and database table layer. So in fact, what happens that this class, with the help of the persistent class, we store the data in a database table, and from that database table we get again, with the help of persistent class, that value in the same state in some other program if we require. So when I will give the example, it will be more clear for you. So now, what is persistent class? So persistent class is nothing but which enables the service of persistent for us. So the class which enables the persistent service is known as persistent class. Now base class and agent class is nothing but it's a kind of helper class. When persistent class is generated in AC24, these two helper class gets automatically created, and this helps to achieve our persistent service. So now this agent class, just I want to throw some light on this agent class. Agent class acts as a broker. Agents class other name is uh, it's the agent class is also known as actor class. Agent class is also known as the actor class as well. So this actually works like a broker between base class and agent class. And some important thing I would like to tell you, that in persistent service, you have to use the commit work as usual we do in our normal program to save the data in the database. So we must have to use the commit work to save our data in the database table, and that's it. So these are the important facts which I was supposed to tell, important concept which I was supposed to tell before showing you the live example. Let us come to the AC24. Let me open my AC24 class builder. So our concept will be like we have to create the persistent class, and for that persistent class we will store some data with the help of persistent class uh, in some database table. So for that, let us create first our custom table. uh, Go to SC11, sorry, SC11, create one uh, ZPK, let's emp table, ZPK emp table. So this is the table name which we can create. Let me write tab first. ZPK employee table purse. Purse means persistent. For persistent, I am using this purse. So let us create this. Observe the constraint for use in logical database. Okay. uh, we will save the persistent class data. Persistent data. Give the delivery class F4. Select the first one. Allowed, no issue. Attributes. Go to fields. uh, Here select the mandate, and let us suppose employee ID. This is int2, then in name, this is char 30, and in age, let us suppose this is second. So uh, and now go to technical settings, save it, local data class, size category, let it be 0, save it, and then activate it. Error occurs when see the error log. Jet picketers was not activated. This specify a prime decay. Okay, fine. Let us specify this and this as a prime decay. This is very important. A table must have a prime decay, otherwise there is no meaning of table. No issue. This is fine for us. Now, uh, let us just copy this table name as it will be required when we will create the persistent class. It will be required. Just now come to AC24. Go here, give the persistent class name ZCL. It must be a start with ZCL. It must be a start with ZCL. If you will not start with ZCL, it will throw you error. It will not allow you to create. So ZCL PK. My name is Pankaj Kumar, so I am writing it, just giving whenever I need to search something, I can search it with this name. PK persistent class. Persistent, just let it be like this only. Persistent AMP. Let me write like this. Persistent class for employee data. Okay, this should be protected. Note it down, select here persistent. This should be final. Save it. As soon as you create the persistent class, it will automatically create two more classes. It will automatically created two more classes. As I told you, one is base class and another is actor class. All the name will be same, only at the rate of at the place of L. For base class it becomes B. So see here, this B name remains the same, only at the place of L this B will be there. This B represents the base class, and the base class is always the abstract class. It's a abstract class. See, this is a abstract class. Base class is always abstract class. Now I will show you the second class. Again go, and at the place of L give A. All other name will be same. All other name will be same. Give A only. A stands for actor class or agent class. Enter it here, you will get the actor class. See here, you got the actor class. Now this is very interesting, isn't it? When we activate our this persistent class, then automatically all the base class and our agent class will get activated. So now what we will do, uh, go to go to and now go to this fourth option, and in some editor I think before 7.4 you will be able to see at this place somewhere you will get persistent service. You will get a button of persistent service on this application toolbar. From there you can click. Right now I am going to this go to, I will click on this persistent service. Give the table name which we have just prepared, because we have to store the data. Because we have to store the data in the table, So we have to map the table field with the class, persistent class. So what we have to do? We have to map the table field with the persistent class attribute. That's why this mapping is getting done here. We are going to map the persistent class attribute with the table field. This is very important step. This is very important step. Now the second step, what you have to do, get all these field as a attribute of your class. Click over here, it will just double click here, yes, and now click over here. Yeah, see here, this is your one attribute came here. Again double click here, go here, again go here, automatically next attribute will be here. Now save it. And then another thing, now what we have to do, just to activate your persistent service is ready. Now your persistent service is ready. See, this will be asked, should the class actor also be activated? Yes, this is very important. This must be activated, then only fully persistent service will be enabled, otherwise the service will not be enabled. So click on yes. It will take some time because it has to activate to more classes and many things it has to do in backend, so it took some time. No issue, I again activated it to make sure that it's 100% active. Now the thing is how to use this persistent service. So till now what you got, see, this is your persistent class. One class is, and another class is your base class, and other class is your actor class. So for getting the base class, just remove this L with B of base. B of base, press enter, you will get the base class. This is implemented, right? Again remove this b with a, you will get the actor class. So no issue, no problem, it's very easy to remember. Whatever your persistent class name will be there, we have to replace the L with A for actor class, replace the L with B for the base class. Hope it's clear for you. Fine, let's go ahead. Now in actor class, you will be seeing these two methods. This create persistent by key, create transient by key, delete persistent, refresh persistent, release, get old by reference. There are many, but let us see how we use the create persistent, update persistent, and delete persistent for creating the persistent data, for updating the persistent data, and for deleting the persistent data. First, let us create the persistent data. Let's go to SE38 editor and create one report program. ZPK I will give, and persistent service. ZPK persistent service demo. Create persistent service example. Executable program, save it, local object. Now you can write your code here. What we have to do, we have to create two objects. These are the steps. Create the objects, no, create the reference of the persistent class and agent class. So now write here data and geo persistent pers type ref to z zcl star pk star control space persistent employee. This is our class. Done. Now give one again data go agent type ref to zcl pk. This will be your a for agent class and other thing will be same, right? Persistent m. Okay, now what we will do that uh, go agent is equal to means why I'm writing the go agent, because we have to. Okay, so what let's check what are the uh, attributes are here. Go to attribute because we have to get the attribute. This is the way. This is the agent. This is a static attribute public, so we can access it over there. Type ref to zca. uh, see here carefully. This is your agent class, the same class, same reference, attribute is agent. So what we are going to do, we are going to get the agent, we are going to get the a reference of uh, agent object. So zcl zca pk persistent emp and agent. Just write it. So what it will give you, it will give you the agent attribute of this persistent employee class, and I'm using equal to and arrow to access the static attribute of this class. So this is your this object will contain the value reference. And now under try and try, just control space press enter, control space and enter. No, it should come there, it should come automatically all thing. Anyway, just let me write simply catch and try. Okay, okay, so put it here now. Okay, so up to here I think there is no any problem. Now what you have to do, just use this go underscore agent and then access the persistent service, control space and check create persistent. Use this one and uh, control space again, press enter. You will get this thing. Hmm, let us write it like this. In fact, it will give you the returning object. If you see here, create persistent, go to here, create persistent. This is returning result type rate to zcl pk persistent employee. Okay, ZCL persistent employee. So fine, we can use this one also. So let's suppose you are going to save the employee id as a uh, 1. Let us suppose you are going to save employee id as a 1, and this is your key. This key is very very important, because when you will retrieve the data, you have to retrieve the data with the help of this key only. So this key is very important. Now get this uh, go persistent. Let us make this name as employee, because it's giving you the employee instance. So let us make it go employee, because with the help of this we are going to save all the employee data. So it will be give us better readability. Now we have object geoemp. Now this geoemp object is having many getter and setter methods. So just I will show you some important things I forgot to show you. Just this, if you see this persistent class ZCLPK persistent employee which we just created, you are able to see get employee age, because we just got its attribute. See here, attribute is, we have three attributes which we got from the table. One is employee id, which is mandatory, and uh, uh, business key field here in the with the respect of persistent class, this is known as a business key. Employee id, this primary key, is known as a business key. And this employee name and the employee age. So if you see in the methods, automatically the methods getter method and setter method were created. The get employee age, get employee id, get employee name, set employee age, set employee name. If you observe here, see here, get employee id is there, no set employee id. Why? Because employee id is your business key, this is your primary key. So you can get only, you cannot, it is not required to set in the with the help of class. This is not required, it has to be written in program directly. So whenever you create the persistent class, only the getter method will be there for the business key, other method won't be there. Okay, so now uh, why the other method won't be there? If you have some other unique idea, or if you have some better concept, just give your answer in the comment box, so I will also know, because I'm also not very much sure about why the set employee id is not there. What I understand and what is my concept is, because this is the employee ID and this is a unique ID. It identify our unique record. So this is not required, but I'm also not very much clear about it. If you have any idea, please write in the comments. I will learn from there. Okay, fine. So as of now, let us understand only that for the primary key we have only the getter method, we don't have setter method, but for other attribute we have getter method and setter method as well. Now let's come to the point. See, so this object geoemp is created, and this is having two methods, getter method and setter method. Here we will use the setter method to set the employee name and employee age. Already employee id is set there, so we have to set only two more thing. Control space set employee age, it's the integer, so just put something like suppose 45, give it 45. It should be given in a space. Yeah, now it's fine. Again, geo emp hyphen arrow set control space set employee name, give the name let us suppose this is the character, so give in the single quote, uh, give the employee name as a Pankaj Kumar. Okay, give full stop here. Now for catch, just give your cx underscore root, which is generic exception handling class, the root class. Okay, activated, use pretty printer. I generally use the pretty printer always, so that my code looks nice. Go here, think indentation was not set, anyway no issue. Now my code looks good enough. Go here, activate here, activated, run it. Now just before running it, I will show you the data in the database table. ZPK imp tapers. Go to the content, number of entries. See, there is 0 number of entries. Right now we don't have any entries. But when you run this report got run, 1 entries must be there. Let us check. Oh, there is no entry. Why? Let me check why there is no entry. Entry must be there. Wow, I got the point. See, we must have to write the commit work. Commit work. We must have to write this statement commit work. Then only your data will be there. Now execute. Let us check again. Number of entries. This time you have 1 record. See, you have 1 record this time. How is the feeling now? I became very happy. I'm very happy. See, we are able to get the data with the help of persistent class. Amazing, right? So now what you can do, you can do many things with the help of the persistent class. You can do many things. Yes, you can do many things. See, now I'm going to clear geo underscore imp. No, let it be. Just let me comment it. Comment it. Not required clearing. I will show you how to update the data. So geoimp equal to geo agent control space create get transient it should have update it should have update transient method agent geo agent. Let me check why it is not showing here. Create persistent. 1 second. Okay, no, there is no update persistent. I got it wrong. This is the get persistent. We have get persistent. What we have to do, we have to just get the persistent uh, this get persistent and press enter. uh, Press enter. Hold it, this one, get persistent, select it, enter it, enter. Now give the employee id. You have given one, we had given one. So the catch exception not found, enable it, catch cx, write it in under try and try, that is there already, no worries. Try catch pretty printer, go employee id. Now once we get, what you have to, we have to update the value. Suppose we have to update the value, then again we will use the setter method. Set control space set employee age. Suppose you are going to modify age. Earlier we had given the 45, so suppose we have to modify this from 45 to 60. Put it 60, very easy. Emp set emp age. uh, Age is already given. Set emp name, give the employee name as uh, some other employee name, mm, any employee name, Ramesh, John Smith, Barack Obama. Let us give Barack Obama. Okay, fine. Activate it. Now just run the program. Program got run. Let us check if the value got changed or not. Display, go to content, number of entry will be one only. The things is the value should be modified. Still Pankaj Kumar is there because I have not used the commit work. No, commit work I have already used, but why not? Why didn't it work? Catch, why 2 times catch? Okay. Give the exception here. Let us check once again. Activate it. Activate it. I have ran it. Refresh it. Barack Obama. See, Barack Obama is there. A is missing out because I have not written here A. Write it A here. Save it. Activate it. I have ran it. Again I will refresh it. See, Barack Obama is there. Employee age is 61. So with the help of persistent service, we can update our data as well. Now the third thing I will show you how we can delete. Can delete as well. We can delete as well. So let us disable this one as well. Geo underscore imp control space, no, not imp, agent, geo underscore imp equal to geo underscore agent control space delete persistent. This is there, this is there, this is there. Select one, press enter. I don't know why it is not coming. Delete persistent. This looks get create delete is looking disable. I don't know why it is disable. Why it is disable, I don't know. Mm, it should be enable create persistent, get persistent, both is fine. Delete persistent, I'm not sure why it is not enabled. It should be generally enabled. Anyway, uh, we will check sometime in another session. We will check why it is not the delete persistent is not working. For the time being, we understood the concept of how can we create and how we can update. Similarly, the delete persistent also works, but as of now, due to some reason, or maybe I might be doing something wrong, that's why it is not coming here. uh, I will come with another video uh, for delete persistent as well. Anyway, but we all came to know about the create persistent and get update. There is no update persistent. In fact, we have to use the get persistent, and we have to set the value. We have to set the value. It will modify the value. Okay, so uh, even after this class, so one thing very important, just I was missing here. Just let me tell you. Suppose this program, this session is over. This session is over. I have run the program. This session is over. Suppose we have some other program. Let's copy this program itself. Go to this program. Control C. Back. Back. Uh, yes. Copy this one. Demo one. Let us get some other program, and here I want to use the data of that program. Here I want to use the data of that program. So what I will do, just uh, what I will do, this here I will use the getter method. See, first we'll get the use the get persistent method with the employee id 1, because we have to get the data of employee id 1. So same object, same state you will get here, as that at the same time the state of the object was there, the same you will get here also. So mm, let us take data uh, uh, gv name equal to geo imp and get name. Let me check if I'm writing correct or wrong. Get employee age. Get employee age. Now data gv underscore age equal to geo imp control space, get the age here, and here you should get the name. Here you should get the name. Okay, and no commit work required here, and after try, then try write gv name color for comma gv underscore age color 6. Okay, so why I'm showing this, in another program you can get the same object state, object value also, means that's why this persistent service is used. But generally in our ABAP world we rarely use this persistent service, but sometimes while developing the application, uh, application developer, sometimes they use this service. So that's why this is important. Otherwise it's rarely used, because our every works gets done with the help of database. But just to understand the concept, sometimes in interviewer asks about this persistent class and all, so it's important to know, to understand the concept to give their answer. So uh, keeping all those things in mind, and also sometimes we come across, if anytime with such kind of code, then we should not be bothered, we should not be nervous. So let's check it. Get employee age is unknown. Yes, it is unknown, because for method we have to use parenthesis. Check it, fine, activate it, that's all. We'll be able to just click it over here, press F8, F6, gv name Barack Obama. See, from there it got the data. This is called persistent service. gvh 60, right? You will get Barack Obama 60. I think this will be clear enough for you to understand the persistent service. It was very much confusing for me earlier, but with lot of effort I could learn myself, and I wanted to share with all of you. And one of my friend also asked me to prepare a video for this, so I thought, let me prepare. Hope if you like it, please click on like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thanks.